jazz. What perfect night for a tragedy. See now, I've gone on to become what you would call a detective, but it all started here, this house of horrors. With my first case, I wasn't even a detective yet, but what happened here? 8 guests, a dinner party, nothing extravagant, right? But no, there's more than meets the eye. The moment I walked in, I knew something was wrong, terribly wrong. I was suspicious from the start. Little did I know. Well, I won't say too much more. Nothing more could happen in Hollywood, right? Just know, look closely. Clues are scattered everywhere.
See, business is going spectacular. The charts are higher than ever, and it's all because of my talents. The wife's not too upset with the rating either. She can stay at home, bathe in my reasons quietly. But that's enough for me. Charles, how's your work? You seem more than well off.
My work is far less exciting than yours. I'm a bartender. I practically live at that speakeasy. It's like a home to me, you know? And well, in better words, it's better than enjoying actual home. You and I both know what it's like to have a family run over the years. At least this way. The booze won't change.
Well, it's at least the bartending as well. And you are?
Mary Hadlock.
Oh, yes. And how is your husband? Elaine Price. And you are?
Robert Farewell. And over here is my dear wife, Rose.
It's wonderful to meet you. You don't happen to know the host personally, do you? Or anyone here for that matter? For us, this invitation was quite abnormal. There was no name on ours, just this address.
I'm not complaining. I haven't held wine in anything other than a mug for an eternity.
Well, there is this note they left. Of course, it's quite broad. All it reads is, from your dear host who will be joining you soon enough.
Well, in that case, I'm sure they'll show themselves at some point. I can only hope that they're ecstatic to have guests. This is the right strange dinner party, I hope.
And who is this now? To whom I have the pleasure?
Judith Hart, but you should know me as Hart. You're the host, I presume?
No, I'm not.
This host seems to be running late. He left notes for us.
Ah, how odd. Well, it would be a shame to waste a night like this. I hope I'm not interrupting.
You might want to watch your step.
Warren's Hyde, if you're wondering, I'm deeply sorry for the mess I've dragged in. It's quite dreadful out there tonight.
Don't tell me you walked here, Hyde.
Well, I can't seem to afford a cab nowadays. I, for one, have no idea why I was invited here. I was planning on asking the host himself.
I would ask him too. I'm just as confused.
You're perfectly on time. Robert Farewell, over there is my wife, Rose. You're not the host, are you?
Oh, no, it is not you. Is he not here yet? There wasn't his name on my invitation.
Odd, we've all come to the same conclusion. No one knows who he is either, but we're hoping he gets here soon enough.
Yeah, well, my name is James. James Holster. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You know, I don't feel like I'm meant to be here. I don't have too much to offer.
I was feeling the same way. This is quite the odd group, and I'm most certainly not one of those social people. I assume you're in the same place as me.
Exactly. It must be some sick joke to invite a bastard like me to a fancy party like this.
Well, for one, I think this host is already odd enough to not show up to his event, let alone invite a group of strangers, but for the most part, this is the biggest event I've ever been to, if not the only one. I spend most of my time in the church.
Ah, I do the same. The idea of God is so alluring to begin. I found home in the church. It's odd how we are so similar, though. It must be fate.
It must be. Fate is a strong concept, but everything has a reason, a meaning. God will always know our fate. We're all here for some reason.
You see, fate is a detrimental idea, a beautiful, corrupt idea that we have a path that only one being knows, and we're what? Just trust it? You see, I am an artist. I may not be wealthy, but you don't need money when you have your ideas. All anything is an idea. And when a concept is carved out of a thought that is completely original, completely reflecting the perception of who has created it, an idea that can keep going like the idea of fate. If we're made into a single thought, it would be endless, would it not? Is fate not endless? Oh, my apologies. I don't get to ramble like this to many people.
No, you're right. I would like to say I see the world in a different way as well. Through different eyes, you could say. Everything has meaning, everything is artwork, it just depends on how you're looking at it. When I picture the angels, all I see is an eye, surrounded by 1,000 more eyes and 1,000,000 more wings. I think that's beautiful.
Religion is truly only a concept, but a beautiful, endless concept.
So what kind of hobbies do you businessmen like? Anything better than filing documents and yelling at workers?
Well, I'm not much of a hobbies man. I keep to my work most of the time. But of course, it's nice once in a while. I collect stamps, you see. I travel for my company frequently. Stamps are my go-to thing.
How charming. Stamps. How about you, Charles? Anything other than drinking?
See, I don't go out too often. I don't get invited often. This is odd, though never have I been at an event like this.
Oh, I wouldn't think too much. Sure, it's odd, but I'm sure the host will be here eventually. Anyways, do you have a family, wife, kids?
I have a wife, but it's not important. Either way, I haven't been in Hollywood for too long.
Oh, how is LA treating you? I know for me it's quite the tough city, but we're well known city, and I own several buildings, and I'd like to say I do quite well for us. Good enough for Rose, for that matter.
I'm sure you do. It's been rough, that's for sure, adjusting and all.
Oh, I could guess that. I'm sure it's rough for anyone adjusting to a new city, let alone one like Los Angeles. See, I've been here since I can remember, and I don't think I've ever left. And why would I? You know, I've power here. Respect. That's enough to keep me tied here this morning. Anyways, you and me both know how.
So, stamps and people watching. Never would have guessed. I, for one, have many. Most, of course, are in performance. I'm an actor, the star of the show, if you will. The way I see my art is the epitome of womanhood. Beauty and glamour, terror and talent, our independence.
For God's sake, independent, glamour, sure, but that's all it is, darling.
If I wanted your opinion, I would have asked for it. The art of womanhood is much more than simply glamour. See, the stereotype of the dream wife, the dream woman, is unrealistic. The standards on women these days demand to live as mindless mannequins. Men like you demand a performance. For our entire lives, we've performed to meet your ungodly standards. It's because of women like me, who demand a new perception of who we are, who we will be, because you demand a corpse instead of a human.
You can't be serious, doll. The system is designed this way for a reason. Either way, how could you refuse a stay-at-home life where your husband supports you? Who wouldn't want that? I mean, my wife's not nearly as much of a looker than I would like, but at least she knows who she is.
You truly can't see your ignorance? Feminism is identity, the revolution. We deserve the choice at the very least, as I would rather rot than live as a housewife. Feminism is what makes us human, and not just some doll left on the shelf to display like how you display your wife. You may know who she is, but do you really know? Do you really know who she is?
See, all she cares about is taking away a working man's escape. It's selfish and careless. All she cares about is to put down men.
Is that why you're here, drunk, with another glass in hand, while your tired wife is at home? How many children is she raising? Judith Hart, but you can just call me Hart. You're not the host, I assume?
Hart, I've seen your show before. Spectacular every time, and no, sadly I've not seen the host, though. I have to ask, have you noticed that this is a little odd? I for one noticed that there are only 8 glasses, sure, one for each of us, but none for the host. Who would set this up and just leave? I can't be the only one who's paranoid,
I'm
right?
sure the feeling will pass. Paranoia will only affect you, darling, and thank you. I was born a performer. My Hollywood debut, if you're wondering, it changed the concept of performance. I remember it now. What a perfect night.
I'm sure it was jaw-dropping, but there really is something wrong here. I can tell.
It's just a power. Everybody's gonna look for a power supply. I'm sure we'll be fine.
I know I've been very clear that I'm not meant to be here. Something about their eyes, the judgment, it's sharp. It must really get a kick out of this mystery host, especially without the shame to have to see it themselves. I know I'm not that cruel, don't get me wrong, but something about the others is just, I feel ashamed. Like I'm just a knockover they bump off of the streets. It's because they're blind, of course. Greed, pride. It can blind a person from what life is truly about. They can't see that. They think their life is perfect, but I've never amounted to anything more than my art, my ideas, but dear God, my heart, it races with fear of their... Did you hear that? Dear God, what has happened? I've seen a murder. What has happened? I was this close. It could have been me there. It could be me next. It could have been me there. I just escaped this cruel fate, but I've let him reach his. How selfish can I be? I've done nothing with my life. I've just barely made it by my whole life. How am I more deserving of this than him? How? There's nowhere to run when looking into the devil's eyes. The devil's eyes! The devil's eyes! You see, for a moment there, my faith was non-existent. There was no God. How could there be? Where in this morbid world littered with monsters and killers, how could there be a God? He has created everything in his image. How much of a monster is God himself? His creations of terror. Our end may be soon, and I've never appreciated a moment of this life.
Where have you been, darling? We got the lights fixed not too long ago.
I witnessed something horrible.
What could be that cruel? You couldn't even see anything anyways.
There will be plenty of horrible things.
What happened? Something even worse than I could ever imagine. There's been a murder. Charles White is dead!
Oh, I see. You come in here all ragged and out of place, a shell of a gentleman, and you accuse murder? You're scaring the ladies. How do we know you're telling the truth? Or that it wasn't you?
You seem quite defensive. How could you be angry at him right now? Do you even realize the tragedy you've seen? A man is dead.
We must not turn and point fingers. We don't even understand what has happened. If it did, why should we believe you? You look out of your mind. What exactly happened?
You don't believe me? Go look if you don't believe me. You can see the blood on the walls back there. His body! His mangled body! Oh, God! He's dead. He's dead, and I watched from the shadows. How could I lie? The devil, he is here, and he is playing a game. There is no God here.
Did you see who did it?
No, I saw a silhouette, an axe, a beating heart, the thump, the thumping. Oh, God!
See? He didn't even see who did it. You're hiding something.
Oh, break it up. He's just seen a murder, for Christ's sake. It is clearly shaken. He got away, let him free. Death is real. Look around, it's surrounding us. Your end is soon, and so is mine.
What is that supposed to mean? You and I both know death is far from us.
How can you say that thing? The devil is taking me. I don't remember what they look like. How could I not see them? The blood dripping. Oh, God.
Don't remember what they looked like, just make something up.
The mystery truly begins. A murder, a lost mine, an axe swinging down and painting the wall a crimson riddle. Now, for the living to solve. How tragic. See, thankfully, I had already been collecting clues, little hints at what's really going on. And if you haven't connected the dots quite yet, that man there is me, a foolish genius who knew tragedy was approaching. As the thread connects, the story grows clearer, and the heart beats a little faster. No, not to trust anyone. Everyone is a suspect. Hell, even the devil is a suspect. And so our story really begins. Trust no one. Blink and you'll miss it.
We don't even understand what has happened, let alone how to solve it. How can we really turn and point fingers when we don't know who or what we're looking for?
Why do you seem so unbothered? Do you even realize that a man is dead? That isn't something we can just forget.
I'm not telling you to forget.
She's right. We have nothing but a bloodstain. We have to find more evidence. Anything that could mean anything.
We can't disrupt evidence either.
Are we really moving away from the obvious suspect? Hardy's not taking this seriously. I mean, come on.
Seems like you're the one actually trying to lead us away from finding these signs. We need to work together if we want to get out of here.
That reminds me, there's nothing stopping us from leaving now, is there, Rose?
You really think I haven't tried that yet? It's locked, wise guy.
Dear, it's very unnecessary, please.
No. We are leaving right now.
You don't need to do this. We just tried it. It's fully locked. There's no key. We have not found the key. Just know you're okay.
So we're all stuck here. Together?
Oh God, we're stuck. No, there must be another exit somewhere.
That must mean the host was here unless it was one of us.
Oh God, it's one of us, isn't it? No.
They could be in this room. The devil, he sits next to us. He could be here, truly here.
We cannot think like that. We know now that every one of us is a suspect. I propose we split up. As long as we stay in groups, we should be fine. We just need to know more and possibly find another exit.
I agree. I'm sure there's something in your telling us who might have lived here at least.
Look at all this stuff.
It looks like this room is layered with thin veil. No one has been here for quite a while.
Who could leave our room in this condition for so long?
Possibly to preserve who stayed here before.
Whoever's in here before us, they have kept this room and only this room untouched. Every other room we see is well kept. Odd.
Something reeks in here. Something is rotting. Oh God! What if we're rotting? Oh God!
The bed is so cold. It's way colder than it should be.
It's not just the bed. This room is freezing. It's dreadful. No, that's too far. I can't. Whoever is doing this to us is sick. He's a sick, sick man.
Corpse left to rot, sitting in jars in a closet. We could be next. This man is godless. He sheds a blind eye to us.
We can't think like that. We're all stuck in this purgatory, but we will escape this twisted killer soon enough.
Well, if the host could arrive soon enough, then what if they could still arrive? What if they have no idea what's happening right now? Or is the host already here? Are they hiding? Or are they one of us? And one of us is dead. One practically gone mad, and we're all going to meet that fate if we don't find a way out.
That case is what's wrong. No one sane could have done something like this.
The case is still covered. What's so twisted about it?
It's not the case we're worried about. It's what's inside. Lift the veil if you must.
What could it mean? I mean, for God's sake, why are there animal corpses everywhere in this house?
The devil keeps his Lamb of God trapped here. Of he would. Could this night get any more morbid? I still hear their heartbeat over and over. The lamb means more than what we can see.
The lamb represents the innocence of Christ. Innocence!
None of us are innocent. None. We're all here for a reason. I can't believe at this point that this is anonymous. We are all here because none of us are innocent.
She's right. Something connects us all. It will be clear soon enough.
Oh God! Wait! William, when did he leave? He could be dead. He's not
What
himself.
do
When
you mean,
did
darling?
he leave? No, he could be.
No. When did he leave? He could be with the killer right now.
He could be the killer.
This is all too much.
No, we have to look for him now before he meets the Sphinx.
Those fools, the answer they seek is right in front of them, and they're too blind to see it. I am not leaving this house in a body bag just because they're careless. I mean, it must be Lawrence. This act he plays, it's convincing, but not enough. Well, he really could be that out of his mind. The moment was vulnerable, a blackout. Of course, that's when the act swings. See, I'm a gentleman, a businessman, a husband. I'm more than they could ever pray to be. Death has been so out of sight. Who thinks of your death when it seems so far? Your fate should be a distant concept, never looking too closely into the devil's eyes. Ignoring fate is easy when your life is perfect. I mean, my life must be perfect. I got no kick, but this purgatory, it seems like a constant reminder that fate is closer than it seems. I have to get out of here before the others do. I've worked too hard for my life. Dying is not an option. I have too many people relying on me. My workers, my customers, my wife. Too much to lose. Oh God. I know who it is. I know who did it. I know who it is.
Well, what just happened? It seems blood stains our nails. It spills and floods the room, and all I can taste is iron. See, this was the first corpse I'd ever seen, and it's safe to say I did not take it well. My heart raced with terror. However you think you will react around a lifeless corpse, doubt it. So much worse than I could ever imagine, like a twisted, rotting wax statue. A clue in this case. You see, at this point in the mystery, I hardly had any main suspects. Everyone was emitting this horrid stench of suspicion, but in the same, they're all innocent. Innocence is a cruel concept. What defines one as innocent? Motive? Action? The line starts to blur. I held the hints I found close to my heart, away from the cold gaze of the others. Couldn't bring myself to trust them. I know more than they think. Enough of that. Know that you already know the devil's motive. It's right in front of you. Always has been.
Dead?
God knows who's next.
He has to be one of us. It must be.
I did it! I did it! I must have! My mind is gone mad. My mind is no longer my own. Twisted with the devil's pale fingers. Scrambling my sense of identity. For God's sake, I don't know who I am anymore! My life is amounted to nothing. And facing death has changed me. I can't even remember what I was saying. The moment of sanity. I've forgotten. I can't remember when my breaking point was, and I can't say for sure that I didn't do it. I doubt my own innocence. It must be me. The devil, he is here, as I am his muse. The devil's muse.
Oh no, it can't be you.
Don't you understand? No, really, don't you understand? Death is closer than we want to believe, and unknown fate is always looming. How can I ignore such a terrifying ending? Some are consumed by the fear of the unknown, others ignore it. Some pretend to be comfortable with the idea, but we will all hand our beating hearts over to the other side and we will have no way back. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't think I ever did.
Well, I for one know exactly who I am.
I look around this world and feel a dreadful twist in my gut, knowing I am not real. None of this is. Who am I? Who are you? No, who are you really? God, I am not myself. I don't trust myself, and neither should you. I have to get out of here. Where will you go? We can't leave. Know that you will never see me again. The devil needs his muse.
So the killer is gone, right? I'm sure it was him. We are all safe.
Are you serious? There's a very good chance it was him, but there's still 5 of us left. We're all still suspects.
But he genuinely just confessed that he's the killer.
He could have done it. He couldn't. He had a heart. He was different from the rest of us because he actually had a streak. Unlike you, Robert, you only think about yourself. Your pride corrupts you.
I can't say for certain it was or was not I, but what I do know is this is not over. I just need to think.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where do you think you're going? You know what? I think you are the killer. You know too much, and you're not telling us everything, are you?
I just need to think. For God's sake, let me process this. This is all too much. At this point, any one of us could be the killer easily. Yet we're all the farthest from it. All the same. I'm sure Lawrence Hyde's innocent. He's gone mad, but that does not explain anything. He is blinded by paranoia, but he has no motive. Nothing telling me why. What made him snap before killing Charles, but I could be wrong. There are too many options here, and no clear suspect, no clear reason. There must be a motive. We are connected. He has to be this fallen angel. He's twisting this narrative, this mystery. You will never know who's next to meet their fate until it is far too late. See, I knew it. The second I walked in, I knew there was more than just a dinner party, and for God's sake, why am I so cold? Mary, what happened?
God should have lied to you.
No. Oh, just breathe, it's gonna be okay.
Please, won't you stop let me in?
What? It's gonna be okay, Mary.
God, have I sinned? Am I worthy of eternity in paradise? Will I be welcomed into this paradise of purgatory? Won't you tell me now?
Just breathe, it's okay, you will live, I swear.
What if the devil's torment on my mind sealed my fate with him, with the devil? What happened on this tragic night?
I need to find someone who can help.
I'm staying. I saw who did it.
Mary, no, God, no, not like this. Oh, you saw who did it. I had it, I'm so sorry. My heart beats faster and faster. Her beating heart has shattered, an endless fate sealed. I wonder where she is now. Oh, God.
How could you be so blind? Of course! It's not Lawrence! How could you be so arrogant? I love you, but you're wrong. He was innocent.
Oh, come on. You just gave us the answer we were looking for. Now we just need to lay low until the host gets here.
You're not listening to me. You never listen to me. See, this is what I mean. You don't value my opinion or my input or me at all at this point. I'm telling you, I think a man is innocent, and you just shut me down immediately. Am I not worth your time?
That's not what I'm doing, doll. Yes, I value you. Of course I do.
Oh, you say that. You always say that, but you don't try and show me. You know I tell you a lot. I tell you everything, but you don't hear me. How no one hears me. I feel like I'm trapped under the water, never breaking the surface. I'm drowning! Robert!
Darling, you're thinking too much. You're spiraling
No,
into...
I'm not. Do you even remember anything about me? My dreams? Oh, you don't know who I am. I wish I did something with this life. I envy the life of another, of a more fulfilled woman, someone who fights for our rights, fights for our existence, our presence, because I never have. All I've amounted to is this porcelain skin. How attractive I am! I'm shattered, Robert! It's all they see. It's all you see. The life of a blackbird, a woman who becomes her own interpretation of these stereotypes, who is herself completely without the subjection of the male perception. That is who I wish I was. Every day.
You don't really think that. You wouldn't want to live like Hart, would you?
Jesus, Robert! Yes! I would like to live like her. She is happy! She lives her life how she wants, and I envy her confidence. She gets your attention, while I feel like I'm fading, being forgotten, swallowed by your shadow. Ugh. So yes, I wish I were to depart because at least she's not ashamed of being herself.
How does any of this relate to Hyde being innocent at all?
This is what I mean, Robert. You don't listen. I'm telling you my dreams and you're ignoring me. I wish I were a different human being entirely. I hate who I've become and you don't see me how I don't even see me. You see my looks. You see me as an accomplishment, a concept, a wife, not a human being. Marriage is a wonderful institution, but who wants to live in an institution? Am I not still human?
Well, maybe you're not still human. Maybe your dreams don't fit this reality. Maybe you are just porcelain. You want me to listen, but I'm sorry, we have a lot more important things to talk about.
Oh, there's always something more important than me.
Yes! In this case, there is. Even if you tried to change your life, leave me be who you want to be, you're not nearly pretty enough to survive without me.
Fine. You should hope this isn't the last time you see me.
No, Rose. My love, I'm sorry, don't go. Rose! Where is she? Rose!
The story continues to twist, does it not? I hope you've all been paying attention. Close attention. Fear fuels us all, keeps us waiting. Waiting at the edge of your seats, I hope. At this point in the mystery, my suspect was quickly shortening, and I had a shell of an idea who did it. Did you do it? Who knows? Did you? There's not much time left. The chimes are getting louder, distorting and twisting, and I hope you know who did it, but know that something is wrong, just slightly wrong.
We are running out of time. Time slips through our fingers into this host's hands. See, there are not many of us left, and God knows who has died as we scattered. But who can it be? I'm accepting my fate. Now at least I know that there's hardly a chance I live outside this house of horrors. I had so much more to give, to fight for, to become. I wasn't done yet. But I'd rather accept a morbid fate than fight an unbreakable veil, twisting my scrambled mind further. I feel like I'm suffocating, like there's just slightly too little air in the room, like my last breath is in sight and I'm desperately trying to keep breathing. I knew I should have stayed away. My gut curled when I got the invitation. A strange dinner party. What could go wrong? Everything. Reality ends here. At least ours does.
Mary Havelock is dead.
It could be you.
It could be you too.
I'd like it if we could just forget. Like if just for this moment we could both be innocent. I need this. I need to feel human one more time.
That would be nice.
I hadn't finished this life yet. I'm not ready for this house to be our casket. But it makes it a bit better. Knowing we aren't alone, right? We won't die alone.
Oh, no, we're not alone. Even through this untrustworthy tension between the whole group, we may be alone, but we are alone together.
Alone together. Very poetic, I must say. I'm glad. Not we're alone.
She's gone! Gone, Rose is dead, and it must have been one of you. For God's sake, this has to end. My love is gone. How could you?
I didn't do it. I've been here with Judith. I have an alibi. For Christ's sake, I did not kill her.
It must have been you. You've been 10 steps ahead this whole time. You know far too much. What else are you hiding? Huh? You've always been in the background watching. You were never truly aligned with the rest of us, did you? You're hiding something. How can you kill her?
I'm telling you that I did not. For Christ's sake, I'm human just like you.
Are you really, though? Human? What are you, James?
I'll tell you who you are. You're a monster who silences a lover, who ignores her, who only shows admiration when you show her off as some sort of trophy. It's sick. You only love yourself and you know it.
I loved her more than anything!
Does she know that? Did you tell her that before she died? What horrible thing did you say before she left?
Get out of my head! She didn't deserve to die like that. Maybe the others, maybe you, but not her. She was innocent and pure. She didn't get the life she wanted, not before it was cut short, because you killed her. You good for nothing, rotten piece of shit! How could you?
How long have you had that? Why do you have that? There is no need to point that at me. There's no point in killing me. You cannot burn powder on suspicion. You don't know that I'm the killer, and I know that I am not.
Well, I know that you are! How can you deny this? I trusted you. I don't want to die. I'm scared. I don't know. I don't know who it is, but don't do this. It must be you. I am right. I must be.
You really think you're the only one in this room? The only voice you truly believe, and the only person in this reality you can't even imagine seeing anyone else. Because no one else fits into your idea of who you are. Because you're so perfect, so neat, and rich and powerful, how could you hurt anyone? Drive someone to madness, kill. You could never. Not in your own self-image. You could never love someone. Did you even love your wife, or were you just in love with the idea of her? Is that why she's dead?
You're a monster.
Maybe I am, but at least I know it. You're too blind to see it. You don't even know that you're this wolf in sheep's clothing. At least I know who I am. Could it really be you? Could you kill someone? No. No, it's not you.
I found something. Look.
A note? This could be from one person only, the killer.
I am still alive.
God, this could mean too much. Okay, so this means 3 things.
It means everyone who has died is still a suspect. Everyone is still a
And none of
suspect.
us are the killer?
Unless one of us wrote it to throw the others off. Jesus Christ, the dead live again.
We can't think like that. Even if one of us did write it, it is more likely that this corpse is looking for us right now, leaving a trail of blood to go.
So our options are Charles White, William Price, Lawrence Hyde, Mary Hadlock, and Rose Farewell. Hell, even the devil. They'll post it one of us. This is too much. I'm tired.
I know who did it. Oh God, I've known since the start. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, I want you to die. No. No, how could you? I knew it. I knew you did it from the start.
I have my twisted ways.
No, you were the host. You didn't have to die like that. For Christ's sake, what could motivate you to commit such blasphemy?
My motive? Innocence. I've been desperately trying to grasp my purity. This was the only way.
This is not the only way.
I assure you, this was my last option. See, you don't see the big picture. No one has. I know the devil. The devil is real, and he's not who you think he is.
He's exactly who I think he is. A monster, a symbol of evil. How could you, of all people represented, praise him?
No! No, you're wrong. I don't praise him. Represent him. I resent the devil. He's the epitome of evil. But he's given me an opportunity. See, he may be a fallen angel, but he once was one. An angel. He was God's favorite.
How has he given you an odd...
I was given a task. A task that would grant me purity. See, the devil's just a man. He is real. I've seen him. He tore tortured my mothers, I remember. See, I grew up in this house. I never left. All I would do is pray, as that's all that my mother did. She was afraid. She would tell me over and over, come pray with me, the devil is here. Over and over. She wouldn't say anything else. It scared me. So I would. We would pray. And that's how I lived. From when I was born to when she killed herself. I could not wash her sin from my skin. My skin itched and rotted with the sin, knowing that her act was past to me. The devil drove her mad and in turn gave me a task. The only way to scrape this blasphemy from my mind.
You are battling your sins with much more drastic ones. How will this gain you purity? The devil is not real. He never has been. Mary, your mother.
No! You don't understand yet. After she died, I was alone, utterly hollow. Then the devil came back. I started to hear his voice, to see him in the mirror. All he does is stand in that door. My mother, she prayed as the devil tormented her. She prayed until the devil led her to a noose. Now all I'm left with is her sins, and the devil's still standing in that door, waiting to lead me to the same fate.
You're a monster. Find forgiveness elsewhere, not in the demonstration of these innocent people.
They're not innocent. They radiate the evil of the devil, so do you. Wrath eats at your heart, it corrupts your mind, your soul, ever since your life was stripped from you, since you fell into a corrupt state that killed who you were, since your wife's death.
And you have no right. How could you know that? My wife died alone. I was in the streets. I was mad.
Mad. And you've been mad since she was taken from you, and that's why you're here. You're a madman.
My madness does not make me worthy of death. Nor did the others. No one here was guilty enough to be killed for their sins. We could have redeemed ourselves, but you abused us. The devil is wrong and you follow him.
You don't think I haven't studied you all? Every tendency, every choice, every deprecating decision drives you further into your own madness. We, as humans, are curious, are desperate in times of need. We will do anything to find the truth, and I don't think you found it quite yet. No, the truth hides from your pale eyes, and without this truth, you will find yourself in madness. Aren't we all mad?
I'm not crazy.
You sure seem as though. Look at yourself. You're obsessed with cracking the code, with scraping clues out of thin air. Raph, you are desperately mad.
Did you call me Raph?
Yes, Raph. You're getting closer. See this final task the devil granted me? To pardon my mother's crime? I had to find all of the 7 deadly sins in you. You are Raph. I had to tear the corruption out of 7 deadly sins, and you are one of them. Gluttony, Charles White, a drunken, foolish man. Greed, William Price, when he saw himself, he saw God. Sloth, Lord Time, a shell of man driven mad. Judith Hart, lust, she crafted herself into a sex symbol for fame. Even if she stood for others, she has sinned. Rose Farewell, envy, she envied a life she never had. Robert Farewell, pride, he saw no one but himself. He loved no one but himself. And you are wrath. You've lived a tragic life. You're angry with the world. You resent reality. You don't know who you are.
My name is James Holston. I am not consumed by my anger, not anymore. You are wrong about me.
You know I'm right. Deep down, you've always been fooled by hatred. Life has crushed you and you revolt. You don't see humanity.
All you see is the devil. Where's your humanity? You talk like an angel, a fallen one. You speak like you are the pure overseer, but you don't know who you are. Mary, your mother was not sane. I found her documents, and what I assume now was her bedroom. She was deranged. She was hysterical. Mary, she was schizophrenic. Your mother was hallucinating. The devil was not there. It's always been you. It must.
No! No! God would not have done that to her! Driven her mad, it can't be true. You know, the last thing I was told to slaughter before my final task was the lamb. See, the lamb, she holds my heart. She holds it in its purity. I gave my purity away. Killing the Lamb of God was proof to the devil that I am loyal and worthy to regain my purity, to erase my blasphemy. I handed my beating heart over to the Lamb, the innocence of Christ. And now we are entangled. A crooked line separates me and her. Two lambs. We've lost everything in the name of innocence.
You are far, far from innocent.
Won't matter anyway. The devil is satisfied, is he not?
No, I'm still alive. I won't let you do this. You're not worthy, Mary.
You really don't remember? You were the first of 7 sins, don't you remember?
First? No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, Mary, I don't remember.
You were the first of 7 murders, can't you see? You've done this before. You're dead, James.
No, that can't be true. That's not how the story goes.
Don't you remember the param? That was your last moment. That's when I swung my axe and sprayed the wall with crimson riddle, did I not?
No, I can't believe that I'm alive. Look at me, for God's sake. I lived. I made a life for myself. It's been 15 years.
That's just what you think, Raph. You cannot accept the fact that you never left this house of horrors. So you convince yourself that you did leave. That this was not your fate, but Raph. Fate meets you at some point. But you're too mad that this was yours. Your fate. It's the devil's gift to you. A purgatory of your own making.
But I'm real. Look at me. How? This is a memory of memory, not punishment. No, this can't be.
What did you think this was? Wrath, this is your purgatory. You've done this over and over. You can't accept the fact that you're dead. You've lived this tragedy again and again and again, and you will keep repeating this cryptic cage of your final mystery, and yet you still haven't seen the big picture. It makes you angry, doesn't it? That your entire life amounted to an endless battle with yourself. You versus the world, isn't that right?
How are you talking to me?
Darling, I'm not real. None of this is. See, this mystery did happen. 1931. But a perfect night for a tragedy. Or so it seems. You're in a loop. You've done this before and you will do it again. I completed my task. I did it. The 7 deadly sins, they are stripped of their humanity. Each of you not only guilty of your sin, but now, it's all you are. He chose me to find you, each of you. Gluttony, envy, greed, lust, pride, sloth, wrath. You don't know who you are anymore. All you know now is wrath.
So cold. Why am I so cold?
I've been redeemed, wrath. The devil, he sees me now as I am his lamb, the innocence of Christ.
No, this can't happen again. No, I won't do it again!